Yes. So, love, now let's take a few moments to share how many of you are able to manifest the power of making the Atmalinga standing on your palm, consciousness over the matter. I request everyone, all the participants and the viewer who are watching us live through multiple social media platforms and as well as all the June Paramashivoham Level-3 participants. Please take a moment now, share how many of you are able to manifest the power of consciousness over the matter. And if I manifested, please do take a moment to share on your social media along with your experience. What was your powerful cognition you carried during the power manifestation? What happened inside you during this power manifestation and how you were able to manifest this power? Let's quickly take a moment to share your experience. And with that, we'll be moving on to the next segment of today. Yes. So throughout the day, we are like really exploring multiple sciences where first we started with understanding about the 25 phases of Mahasadashiva and we just get into the brain grooves, like how we can rewire our brain and what is needed that the very actual brain has its capacity to access the multiple dimensions, different locus. But what is needed from inside to awaken the non-mechanical parts of our brain? It is just the intensification of our breathing. Through that, how the brain get affected, awakened, the non-mechanical parts of our brain, which is almost like non-used part, how it get awakened and how you're able to access the higher dimension. And then we got the right understanding about Sattva, which is the static matter, dynamic activity, and the strategic existence are one and the same. And also we get to know about the knowledge about the ultimate knowledge of the 11 dimensions. Now we're getting into we as we all receive the initiation of super brain to manifest the superpowers. Now we're going to get an entire knowledge about that. So in this session, in this segment, we're going to introduce and see how a brain acts as a telescope and how it reflects the whole cosmos in your brain, which is like it's literally like how the rishis can reflect the entire cosmos in their inner space, and what is the thing which needed for them to to come into the space of that rishis. How today's modern world, today's world, what is the science, what is the technique which we need to practice to awaken that superpowers in our brain. So now, I request everyone to come to the space of listening. We're going to have a small jnana where Bhagavan Paramashiva himself reveals the knowledge about the super brain through the superpowers. So yes, let's start now.
Just close your eyes and see inside your brain. Listen. Inside your brain, the whole universe reflects. Your brain is the real telescope which can see the any universe. What do you call the world's largest telescope? A Hubble telescope. Your brain is billion times, trillion times bigger than any Hubble telescope. Now, visualize your brain as a telescope and see the universe with eyes closed. I'll open your third eye and expand your ability to experience universe. Come on. Sit straight. Close your eyes. Sit straight and close your eyes. Visualize your head, your brain, as the world's largest telescope. Through the telescope, start seeing the universe. Purvapaksha. Things which need to be done first need to be done first. When your body is dried with the testosterone and estrogen hormones, your brain develops certain very subtle, most subtle, powerful grooves, zones where superconscious can reflect in its original pure form without any delusion, manipulation, interpretation, interference. Please listen. I am making a very significant statement. When your body is dried with the testosterone and estrogen, means male female hormones, your brain develops certain most subtle powerful grooves where the pure superconsciousness can reflect in its original form, in its original existence. The reflection is so pure, so authentic, it is as good as the original. That is the reason the context, Purvapaksha, the pre-preparation, is needed for enlightenment process. I am not saying everyone should become celibate, everyone should become sannyasi. No. But when your seeking becomes very intense, when your whole body and mind boils with the seeking, automatically body and mind evolves to a level where your body dries up and brain develops this rich, subtle grooves where superconsciousness can reflect beautifully, powerfully. It can reflect beautifully and powerfully without setting the context, what need to be done first, without doing the first things first. Purvapaksha. If the truths are grabbed, you may have some power, strength, knowledge, but never enlightenment. Never enlightenment. Seeking need to go hand in hand with a powerful tapas. Tapas means living the truths you discovered till now, executing the conclusions you reached till now, all the conclusions you arrived, making those cognitions as part of your reality till now. I wonder the sophistication with which these Upanishadic rishis were able to reflect the whole reality. I tell you, the detail with which they describe the stars and the planets in Vedas and Agamas, you will be shocked. Even I was wondering, how did they see? Unless you see, you can't pen down so detailed, such detail. The biggest conspiracy done against Bharat is the Indian astronomy and astrology was not given its due respect and legitimacy, brushed aside in the name of myth and mythology. If you read, you will understand. Oldest in the future, longest possible prediction can be done only by our calendar, Panjiga. Science is so perfect. I used to wonder, what was the telescopes they used? What was the satellites they used? How did they so precisely record the details? Actually, the exact method happened. I saw in the cosmic records. One rishi will sit in samadhi and reflect the whole cosmos in his inner space. The other rishi will just see his inner space, do fast forward, just like how you handle the iPad and pen down. That's the way they've done it. He will become so pure, complete completion, his inner space will just reflect the whole Milky Way, the whole cosmos. And the other rishi who is recording will push, pull, do fast forward or rewind, even zoom in, zoom out and pen down. That is the way they recorded. Understand more and more your inner space gets into completion, more and more you will catch the sacred secrets about the source, cosmos. This question, by whom? Keneshitam. The Kena Upanishad, the essence of Kena Upanishad, you can experience the essence if you make your inner space completely complete. If you are ready with the completion, I can just show the exact reflection of Keneshitam. By whom? In this Upanishad, Devi is the Guru. Understand? It is directly from Devi, Uma. First time the word Uma appears in this Upanishad. Devi is addressed as Uma in this Upanishad. The word Ishvara, Isha, is used for Mahadeva in the first Upanishad. The word Uma is used for Devi in this Upanishad. You can reflect, capture, visualize exact, most subtle visualization with a little completion inside. Please understand. Understand this example. A 7 or 8-year-old child is made to see pornography again and again. The physical maturity age is quickened more than 70%, means the physical maturity, if it is supposed to happen at the age of 14, it is drastically brought down. By the age of 8, the body will be physically matured. If the body is made to visualize again and again the sexual action through pornography or some reminding, because whatever your brain visualizes, body becomes ready to it, make that into reality and experience. The brain makes that into your experience. That is why I say, if you want next generation to be sexually healthy, ban pornography. We always have a wrong idea. It is through porn next generation is going to enjoy the sex. No. It is going to be a big disease. If you want the next generation to have a healthy sexual life, ban pornography. Because that is going to reduce the age of physical maturity, which is going to drastically destroy the health of the next generation. Understand the truth I am trying to convey. Anything your brain can capture and enjoy, your life will make that into reality. If your brain can capture and enjoy the most subtlest understandings of cosmic sacred secrets and the spiritual powers, you will become just yogi, divya shariri. If you enjoy pornography, your body will be physically matured. If you enjoy the subtle powers, subtle understandings, simply your body will become divya shariri. You will become yogi, bala yogi, bala sant. Bala sant is a person whose brain captures all these highest conscious truths, subtle truths while you are young. The way your brain captures these great truths, simply your body starts manifesting it. You become yogi. You become a divya shariri. You become embodiment of Mahadeva. You become Bala Sant. Understand? Ability to reflect the subtlest truths. Ability to reflect the sacred understandings. Ability to catch the most sacred bliss. Ability to capture the powerfulness of the consciousness. Ability to look into the source of the cosmos happens with tremendous completion and peace in the inner space. So before entering into this Upanishad, I request all of you today, spend time doing completion. Tonight, spend time doing completion. All major sufferings, whether it is physical or mental, you go through in the life will be connected to that root pattern. It is the root pattern responsible for serious physical or mental sufferings you go through. It starts only from there. And blessed are those who complete with their root pattern when they are young or before it manifests as any serious disorder. How many below 30? Raise your hand. You guys are the real blessed. Real blessed. Because it will never manifest as any disease in you. It's killed. Means the poison is destroyed before it can damage any part of you. Of course, others also, poison is destroyed, but now I have to heal the parts which has already been damaged. The toxic mental setup which is already created, the subtle brain grooves get developed based on your thinking pattern. Before 30, the strong grooves don't get developed. That is almost like a rangoli only. You can wipe it by ordinarily. But after 30, it's almost like they say in Guru Gita says, whatever Brahma writes with the hand, Guru wipes by leg. Brahma writes by hand, Guru wipes by leg. So this is the wiping I am supposed to do. The subtle grooves you develop in your brain with your toxic mental setup. If at all you guys have one more janma, take birth in Indian village where this Ramayana, Mahabharata, all these great things are constantly screamed and heard. That's the beauty of Tiruvannamalai, the village I was born and brought up. Every day some old man will have one free mic, some Purana in the temple. Kanda Purana, Shiva Purana, Ramayana, Mahabharata. Forcibly they will put some cosmic principle in your head. You cannot be in depression. How long you will resist? How long you will resist? 2 days, 3 days, after that? Some way it will get into your ears. These cosmic principles, when you cherish them, completely unconnected problems get solved. You will never understand how can my half an hour thinking about the cosmos and the size of the cosmos and the automatic intelligence of the cosmos heal my gastric trouble. It heals. When you think of the lever of the cosmos, your liver gets healed. I tell you, listen, any cosmic principle, you don't even need to seriously practice it. Just like a sipping cup of coffee, if you sip and very casually flirt with them, romance with them, those cosmic principles, you will see your third eye just goes up, zoom, and refueled. The whole third eye, tank full. Then you can run your life for quite a long time. Cherishing cosmic thought currents, cosmic principles, cosmic understandings. What Mahadeva talks about cosmology, how he introduces the principles of cosmos, how he introduces dharma, how he introduces the cognition, the individual cognition and the cosmic cognition, how he introduces the microscopic and telescopic understandings. Understand? The microscopic and telescopic understandings about the Brahmanda and Pindanda, macrocosm and microcosm. Even a simple cherishing fuels your third eye and you start manifesting powers. You may just sit and think about how many cosmos, Brahmanda, Bhuvana exists. By the time you open your eyes, your wealth problems would have been solved. I have seen this happening, understand. Logically, you may not be able to connect at all. How come I was thinking about that and this is solved? Because cosmic principles always iron out your blind spots of why you exist and how you exist. Why you want to exist and how you exist.
Swamiji, when you gave me the Agni Samyama initiation in Kumbh Mela, you said we'll be able to see inside. I was able to see inside. But now, in this last process, I was seeing things like the core of some planets and everything. And it's completely opposite to what we have all been led to believe in the modern thing. For example, for like Jupiter and all, I don't know why I saw.
Actually, what I am saying, Guru, if you can see your brain, you can see the reflection of Guru.
Yes.
If you can see your throat, you can see the reflection of Rahu.
That's exactly how
If you can see your liver, you can see the reflection of Sun.
Sunny.
So each of the grahas are reflected on your organs and they instigate, guide. That is the way they influence and impact your life. I tell you, best way to work on your brain, awaken all the non-mechanical parts of the brain. Awaken your whole brain. The best way is to make more and more super consciousness manifest in you. More and more higher states of consciousness sinking in you. How? Starch in the rice and milk is absorbed by the brain and brain started growing bigger and bigger when human beings have started vegetarian lifestyle, rice and milk as their regular food. Listen carefully. How brain absorbs the starch food from rice, starch from rice and milk. It absorbs superconsciousness during the time of the puja. It awakens itself and all the non-mechanical parts of the brain starts working, becomes super brain. Brain becomes super brain when you feel, when you establish yourself with the oneness. Listen carefully. When you fall in tune with the oneness, I'll give you a very beautiful, precise method of oneness. Understand? The deep I you feel is actually Paramashiva. So decide, Paramashiva breathes in you and your individual breathing is too shallow. Your existence is Paramashiva. Your individual breathing is too shallow. So sit with that heavy presence of Paramashiva as you. You will see all the non-mechanical parts of your brain is awakened. All the brain cells are fully alive. All 25 faces, identities of Paramashiva is awakened in your brain. All the 11 dimensions are available to you. All the 5 aspects of Paramashiva manifest through you. His 25 head and 50 hands is the real body you are carrying. Just like you are not aware of the tip of your hair, you may not be aware of those 25 heads and 50 hands, but that does not mean it does not exist. You may not be aware of the tip of your hair, that does not mean you don't have the hair. Same way, you may not be aware of the 25 heads and 50 hands, that does not mean you don't have. Remember to sit as Paramashiva and breathe life into your body. You as Paramashiva possessing your body to manifest and celebrate your existence. You became your body. You as Paramashiva became your body to celebrate your own existence. Listen carefully. When you sit as Paramashiva with his 25 heads and 50 hands, be Paramashiva and own your body. Radiate in your body as Paramashiva. Let you be clear, you are Paramashiva. Hold your body, own your body, radiate through your body as Paramashiva. You will see your whole brain will become active. Your whole brain will be awakened. Intense, full brain activity as Paramashiva. So much energy will be infused into your system. When your whole brain is activated by the oneness, you manifest superpowers and your brain naturally becomes super brain. Cognize clearly. Know you are Paramashiva, ultimate. Own your body and mind and brain and your system as Paramashiva. Decide to radiate through your body, brain, mind, intra-organs, internal organs and consciousness as Paramashiva. In your lifestyle, activities, relationship, everything, radiate as Paramashiva.
Yes. So now we have heard from the Supreme Panda of Hinduism about the super brain through the superpowers and how just these two signs of the completion and unclutching helps us to come to the space of rishis where you can just reflect the happening of cosmos in your inner space. And it is just that space with which you need to manifest, where your brain act as a telescopic for the whole thing which is happening in the entire cosmos itself. It just reflects in your brain as we prepare for awakening our non-mechanical parts of our brain to access all the higher dimension, higher lokas. So now we'll be getting into a process, technique of understanding that methodologies to develop the subtle brain grooves. We initially heard the signs that the samskaras, the engrams, which we repeatedly do or react in such a way for a particular or certain acts, whenever it gets repeated, the particular brain grooves it gets strengthened. So now we're going to understand directly from the Supreme Point of Hinduism the different methodologies to develop the subtle brain grooves and also an activity which helps us manifesting the higher dimensions of the universe, how it can just simply reflect in your brain. So now we're going to have a short video clip about the different methodologies to develop the subtle brain grooves. So I request everyone to come to the space of listening. Let's start now.
Understand? Still human beings don't know. To store electricity without reducing its intensity. It is still a blind spot for human beings. Because from the ancient texts, when they translated and tried to grasp and grab, these guys who are trying to grab and grasp, their brain was not that evolved. Understand? Still human beings don't know. To store electricity without reducing its intensity. Understand? Still human beings don't know. To store electricity without reducing its intensity. It is still a blind spot for human beings. Because from the ancient texts, when they translated and tried to grasp and grab, these guys who are trying to grab and grasp, their brain was not that evolved. The brain grooves were not that evolved. Understand? Only a brain grown in vegetarian body. When I say vegetarian body, at least last 3-4 generations the body should have been vegetarian. Understand? I am not trying to create any conflict. As a scientist, I have to tell you the truth. If you are born from a family where hereditary vegetarians, you are the most blessed body. You have the best body for this kind of experiments. I am telling you. I am not trying to put others into depression, and I am not trying to put others into low mood and all that. When I need to reveal the truth, I have to reveal the truth. If you are born from a vegetarian family, at least where few generations, They were all vegetarians, and you are also a vegetarian, I tell you. If the Vedas are inserted into your system, the agamic circuits are inserted into your system, without any blind spots, it becomes reality. I tell you, all the Hindu gods and goddesses, their forms are nothing but the circuits seen by our rishis when they manifest those powers. The light circuit appears in the brain. For example, the knowledge, the light circuit appears in their brain is Mahasaraswati. So the same dhyana sloka which they delivered, if you meditate, that same light circuit will be awakened in you. That is why the dhyana should be done with the dhyana sloka, not some sunya. சொந்த காசில் போய் சூனியம் வச்சுப்பீங்க. இருக்கிற சூனியம் போதாதுன்னு எவனோ ஏவி விடுறான் சூனியத்தியான. All dhyana should be done with the dhyana sloka. Anybody who does dhyana without dhyana sloka falls into sunya, depression. The sunya meditations are the most dangerous. Never get into that, as if already you are not depressed. It is like a pig feels too dirty smell and puts the nose into the drainage. Only if you take the face out, head out, the nose can smell the dirty smell. So put the nose into the drainage, no smell is felt, you see. That is what is depressed people putting themselves into sunya meditation. Understand? What I will call an organic brain, you know. When you read a dhyana sloka and understand, just if that form you are able to carve it in your brain without missing a leg or a hand or a neck or a ayuda or any part, you are an organic brain. Just you recite the dhyana sloka and you are able to just visualize and keep the visualization alive. Your brain is organic brain. Even Nirahara Samyama helps in a big way to make your brain into organic brain. If you do Nirahara, your ability to retain that energy circuit of dhyana sloka in your system drastically goes up. That is why upavasa during the vratas, and as you are asked to meditate with the upavasa, with less food or less job for the stomach, you will be able to, your brain is capable of retaining the energy circuits and manifesting the powers. That is why the higher the energy, more hands and more heads are described, because your brain needs to hold on. Your brain needs to grow such subtle way. I tell you, on banana leaf, apply the ghee and eat the pure Kaveri organic ponni rice. The ability of your brain to grow subtle grooves, an ability to hold the higher understandings and visualizations. Hey, it is not a joke. 47% of Indian IAS is from Tambras, one organization. You think it is an accident? And 50% of Microsoft is Tamil, Telugu, Kannada Brahmins. You think it is an accident? In my days, what was my entertainment? The elders will read Mahabharata and tell the stories. That intensity, my brain can keep it as continuity for however long I want. My brain will not be tired, my body will not be lethargic. Intensity kept continuity is usage. Intensity not kept continuously is abusage. This is the definition in every. Out this definition in every level. Any brain grown with the entertainment of intensity, thanks to late invention of television, if I am revealing the power manifestation science to all of you, thanks to late import of television, our kids should be taught by reading the Dhyana Sloka, visualizing the deities. And drawing them or carving them or making them with your own hands. Biology is you, chemistry is the Dhyana Sloka and visualization, making them or carving them or painting them is physics. And I tell you, whenever I made deities out of clay, my body shapes will get shaped in the same way I have seen. I have seen that happening in my life. So just reading the Dhyana Sloka or seeing the statue, imbibing it in the brain and reproducing it back, your body will get carved. These are all the ways. Basic education is this only. This is what is called primal education, not primary education. Primal education. Where a child, by the simple instruction of words, is capable of visualizing and holding and reproducing that in the form of painting or art or a carving or anything. This is fundamentally the primary organic brain growing exercise and education. This kind of brain can cut across chemistry, biology, physics, anything, geography, anything. See, fundamental of the Vedic education is D. D means capacity to cut across and understand anything in the universe. That is what is given to you as an initiation as Gayatri. Bhurbhuvasvaha tat saviturvarenyam pargo devasya dhimahi diyo yo na prachodayat. Let me meditate on that which awakens my the ability to cut across everything and see. If you are given this Gayatri by the brain which cognizes the intensity and continuity is one and the same, you are blessed. Because this seed will work in you with this Saktipada. Intensity and continuity is one and the same. Understand? Even if you cognize intensity and continuity is one and the same, almost 99% of your psychological mental problems will go away. All the depression will go away. When your body is filled with sexual hormones, especially when your body is getting sexually matured between 14 to 21, if you do the tyaga of sex, between 14 to 21, renounce sex, I tell you, you will build the best body and mind, and the kind of the natural selection process your DNA will go through and the kind of a system you will build, oh God, you will have an amazing capacity to receive information, process and make decision. Something called the Meda Buddhi gets awakened in your system. Brain develops some most subtle grooves which receives information from multiple directions, processes them and reveals the reality and gives you the decisions, I tell you. Anyone renounces sex and sexual fantasies between 14 to 21. I'm not saying renounce for your whole life, no. I'm only saying at least 14 to 21. Renounce. Your DNA will go through its natural selection process with a quantum jump. It knows what kind of a jump it need to take, especially the cognition with which you sacrifice sex. That powerful cognition will attract multiple powerful cognitions from cosmos and insert all of that powerful conscious decision making in your cognition, in your conscious decision making system. You will create such an amazing body. That is why celibacy between 14 to 21 is called science of living like God, Brahmacharya. Science of living like God. After 21, I am telling you, till 60 give birth. 3 kids per 2 years. Need to give more birth. I am not saying be celibate forever. But this 14 to 21, when that whole gushing happens, you see, your internal organ, intra-organ, everything develops the way it is going to respond. That it's almost like your inner software gets written. That 7 years. During the time tyaga of sex does something extraordinary to your body, internal organ, intra-organ, and superconsciousness. In every level, the tyaga, actually tyaga is not moral lesson. It is a scientific lesson. In my Gurukul, tyaga should be added under the classification of science, not moral. It's a science of living, not morals of living. No. The best body, best mind, you manifest with tyaga. Understand? Between 7 to 14, body develops. Unfortunately, nowadays, even by 10 boys and girls become physically matured. So when I say 14 to 21, I meant in those days. If I have to precisely tell from the time you are physically mature to 21, that's the way you should put it. Because nowadays kids become physically mature due to the altered food and various reasons and social pressure to become sexually active, all that stupidity. By 10, they become sexually mature. From the time you become sexually matured till 21, every time you sacrifice the pleasure and visualization of sexual experience in multiple level, not only not allowing the pleasure, not allowing the fantasy, not allowing the pornography being fed into your system. If you just do tyaga of sex completely, every time you renounce, do tyaga, your DNA in the natural selection process takes a quantum jump and selects next level. That develops kind of a very powerful ability to cognize the existence, because the sexual hormones are the most powerful hormones. When you are able to do tyaga of the instincts invoked in you by the sexual hormones, you develop certain energy, strength, grooves in your brain and the whole system, which is beyond normal survival, multiplication, instinct-based existence. See, unfortunately, this survival and reproduction, this instinct-based existence is an animalistic existence. It is the tyaga you do at that time makes you divine. After 21, give birth 2 kids per year or 3. It is necessary you to evolve a brain, completion, patience, when I use the word patience, you can read it as will persistence, where the pure consciousness can reflect, the mirroring of the neuron can happen. It is necessary. One of the most powerful methodology to develop the subtle grooves in the brain and clean up all the toxic and parasite effects on your brain, try to do some visualization related activity like doing alankara to deities, carving deities, doing deities in clay or painting deities. Do something where you need to hold certain visualization in your head and your hand needs to express it. Hand or leg, anything is okay, because even in 64 arts, the painting through the leg is one of the art. Just by dancing, making the paintings, rangoli through the leg, anything. See, visualization should be held in your brain and your actions should express that. If you talk to my mother, she will tell that at least 300 to 400 clay deities I have made with my own hand. My mother used to scream. Now she is very happy I have done all that. In those days, she and my grandmother both will scream because I will not eat. Once I sit to do that, sometimes for 1 week I will not eat. She'll be sitting with food, begging, come and eat, come and eat, come and eat. I'll be just lost. And those days, you get only two big publications, Ramakrishna Mission and Ramakrishna Tapovanam. Ramakrishna Matta has published Chandi, Devi Mahatmyam, the book name is. There all the Dhyana slokams of Devi will be there. All the Devi I have, I carved it. In that all the description will be there, how she looks and how she has all the hands and everything. I'll get Ramakrishna Mission books. In that only the Dhyana sloka and the Tamil meaning will be there. And after making, I'll get Gita Press books. Gita Press Chandi will have the diagram also. I will not see the diagram before making. I'll read and make the deity, and then with the Gita Press book, I'll verify whether what I made is right or wrong. In those days, only 2-3 of these publications you will get. And all this really helps a lot to understand like Sri Chakra, Sri Mandala. There are many mandala structures which are, just by staring at them, your DNA structure will get aligned to that. And certain power manifestation will start happening in you. I tell you, 21 minutes, if you just stare at Sri Mandala every day, your third eye will start functioning. Because that Sri Mandala itself is so beautiful, it directly represents the cosmic DNA. The cosmic DNA is in the Sri Mandala, Sri Yantra, Sri Chakra, with the 43 triangle and 2-layer lotus and 3-layer avarana. It's called Navavarana Mandala. Actually, it's a line diagram of cosmic DNA. So if you stare at that through your third eye, your DNA will get aligned to the cosmic DNA. And you start manifesting powers. Like this, there are multiple various mandalas which can do the mirroring of the neuron in your brain and make you realize and manifest powers. I should tell you, biggest enemy in your life is taste for anti-life. Break. Every time you go through anti-life taste. Every time when your mind is trying to tell you, this is the way I am, what can I do? How can anything move? What can anything happen? No! You are not yet end. That's the good news. You are only a seed. As long as you consider you are only a seed, you need to manifest you are Sadashiva. Because, understand, Sadashiva constantly considers himself as a seed which need to manifest, yet to manifest, yet to manifest. Even after manifesting this whole Jagat. Even after manifesting this whole Jagat, making all the human beings walk straight, developing the most subtlest brain grooves, still he comes down to make you manifest all the powers. Recognizing makes you manifest the state of Sadashiva. Understand? State does not need to be achieved. You have it. If Sadashiva is 100 unit integrity, you have 100 unit integrity. He is integrated to Turyadita, you are integrated to Sushupti, that's all. But the integrity unit is same. Recognizing the integrity to Turyadita builds an extraordinary, beautiful brain grooves. Is equivalent to recognizing $1 billion is more worthy than the bag full of pennies. That recognition is what I call recognizing. Alchemy is nothing but using the 11 dimensions of the universe, tuning the 25 states of consciousness, and achieving, radiating the 5 aspects of Sadashiva. Multiple things are used in the alchemy science. It starts from preparing the ground on which the meditation, alchemy process is going to happen. From there it starts. A solidified mercury. Mercury solidified without chemistry, chemical being added, just by the energy, means an enlightened incarnation, his body is capable of dismantling any molecule and assembling it as any other molecule in any place and space and time he wants. Understand? An enlightened incarnation is capable of dismantling any molecule, assembling it back as any other molecule or same in any place, time as he wants. With this power, dismantling the liquid form of a mercury and retaining its Mercurian quality in it, assembling it back as solid. I don't know how much of you. This is what is science of solidifying mercury. In this body I did this 3 times. One is under the Dakshinamurti, one is under the Bididi Garbha Mandir, Prasanna Garbha Mandir, one is under the Vaidya Sarovar, Nityananda Lingam. It starts from preparing the ground and installing the solidified mercury and installing proper yantras, mandalas, as per the instructions of Sadashiva. Even the breathing space where the people who go through the spiritual alchemy process, even the breathing space is purified by the traditional powerful incense and perfumes. The highest understandings about life, highest understandings about the universe, highest understanding Sadashiva, all that becomes a permanent experience. It is like making the most powerful subtle grooves in the system. Making the most powerful subtle grooves in the system, which can retain the subtlest but most powerful experiences of Sadashiva and goes on radiating it. It is necessary you to evolve a brain, completion, patience, when I use the word patience, you can read it as will persistence, where the pure consciousness can reflect, the mirroring of the neuron can happen. It is necessary. One of the most powerful methodology to develop the subtle grooves in the brain and clean up all the toxic and parasite effects on your brain, try to do some visualization related activity like doing alankara to deities, carving deities, doing deities in clay or painting deities. Do something where you need to hold certain visualization in your head and your hand needs to express it. Hand or leg, anything is okay, because even in 64 arts, the painting through the leg is one of the art. Just by dancing, making the paintings, rangoli through the leg, anything. See, visualization should be held in your brain and your actions should express that. Understand, if you know you exist and you perceive you exist, you can have any upadhi.
Yes. It was a wonderful meditation process. Drawing a Sri Yantra, which helps us in developing the subtle grooves of our brain. So throughout the day, we got so much of spiritual insights and experience about how our brain can be awakened towards accessing the higher dimensions. Now, I think yes, many of the participants have put multiple questions during the live and during the segments. So there are a couple of questions. It is not just the questions, and it is not just going to be a Q&A, and you're going to get more and more insights about the 5 aspects of Paramashiva. So now we're going to have a Q&A session. It's the last part of the day 6 of Paramashivoham Level-3. So now I request everyone, let's get ready.
Understand, if you know you exist and you perceive you exist, you can have any upadhi. Upadhi is the title, means you exist as a man, you exist as a woman, you exist as a human. Even any of those upadhis are okay. If you know you exist, if you remember you exist, and if you want to exist, understand, you are pure reflection of Mahasadashiva. The conclusion you need to come about you is Mahasadashiva. I tell you, the moment you come to the conclusion you are Mahasadashiva, you will look at the life large. All suffering is when you look at the life very short. This is just the fundamentally 2 concept. One, decide, if you are alive, you are Mahadeva, Mahasadashiva. And with that conclusion and maturity, you will talk to your third eye, you will talk to the rain or sun or moon or the air, with any energy that exists. Maturity is the unit with which you will relate with them. Listen carefully. Decide to have a matured conversation. Tell the air, I am Sadashiva, you are established in me, and there is a diamond which is there within your reach, just bring it and put it in front of me. Know very clearly everything, the whole matter, Prakriti, is established on you. Nothing to be begged, nothing to be stolen, nothing to be cheated. Only people who have a low inner image plan for hit and run relationship. Just I will cheat, and tonight I will use, and tomorrow morning I will disappear. It is a cheap fellows who don't have right self-respect. Womanizers never will have a self-respect, because they feel themselves so low. By the attention they get from others, they think that is the love, and they try to feel good about themselves for a time being. Life does not work with the hit and run relationship principle. Life works with a stable, matured, long-term relationship. All of you sit first, write in a paper clearly for you to remember. Because I am alive, and I remember I am alive, and I want to be alive. Sat Chit Ananda, I am Sadashiva. Sat means I am alive. Chit means I remember I am alive. Ananda means I want to be alive because I enjoy being alive. Because I am Sat Chit Ananda, I am Sadashiva, I am Mahadeva, I am Mahasadashiva. Write this in one paper, come to the conclusion and sit on it. With that decision and conclusion, have matured conversation with anything. You will start manifesting powers now. This is the most matured, powerful initiation. Understand? You should manifest powers from the right context. Only then it will be permanent. If you manifest just because of Aushadha, just because of Jnananjana, once in a while, okay, to give you confidence. But if you are doing only that, then it is hit and run relationship only. You should manifest not just because of Jnananjana, not just because of Aushadha, but because of the cognition. This is the real prasada. This cognition is most used prasada from me. Why this throne becomes divine? Because I used it many times. So most number of times I used is this cognition which I am giving you now. So this is the best prasada than even this throne. Sit on that. Sit on that. You can have the conclusion, my existence can move only maximum my own body, that also all the time not. You can live in that conclusion. You can live in that cognition. Who is going to suffer? Naturally, your ability to move goes on reducing. One day you stop moving, that's what is death. I tell you, you do not need to withdraw because it has not become immediately your realization. I'll give you experiential proofs to you as your own experience through power manifestation. That will start poking holes in your doubts, and your doubts will collapse. When your doubts collapses, this cognition becomes your cognition. And living with these higher conclusions, higher cognitions as the source of your life is what I call existence of Mahasadashiva, state of Mahasadashiva. See, you also exist, he also exists. He exists with a clarity, dynamic activity and static matter as no boundary. I am one with everything, so everything listens to me and my strategy. The conviction, Sadashiva, cannot be shaken. You are the para, the ultimate, what I call the Mahasadashiva. As I usually tell that Brahmins call Parabrahma, Vaishnavites call Paramapatam, Shaivites call Parashiva, Shaktas call Parashakti. That Para, the space of Para, you are that. The independent, intelligent, active, inspired, charged up, passionate embodiment of Ananta Kalyana Gunas. All the auspiciousness. That conviction cannot be shaken by everyday conclusions changing or moving. Listen. Because your conclusions every day goes ups and downs, you feel the intensity is not continuity. Your day-to-day, see, you always gauge the productivity of your life and how you feel, what you are about the day-to-day mood swing. Your day-to-day mood swing cannot be used to question the convictions about your existence. I tell you, all the mood swings you have, because of your stomach related chemicals ups and downs, and the actions you do, reactions you do, the so-called good, bad, everything is dead. It doesn't come with you. The moment that fire, Jadaragni, is put off, all the actions and reactions related to lust does not come with you the moment Kamagni is put off. So every point you have to come to certain conclusions about you cannot question your convictions about you. You are Mahasadashiva is the conviction about you. It's not conclusion. Understand, that's not conclusion. That cannot be conclusion. Your day-to-day actions, reactions, good, bad, right, wrong, victory, defeat, losing battles cannot be called as losing war. I want to give you a very simple yogic technique. Always visualize yourself with a 25 head and 50 hands as Mahasadashiva and breathe through all the 25 heads. You don't know the power of this technique. Even if you practice as a technique, even if you don't believe you are Sadashiva or Paramashiva, Mahasadashiva, just do this as a technique. Visualize yourself with a 25 head and 50 hands and inhale and exhale through 25 heads. So much samana will get into your system. Your intelligence will be intensely activated. Samana is intense prana. If I roughly equate oxygen to oxygen to prana, I can roughly equate. It cannot be exactly equated because it is something more. Oxygen independently does not have life, but prana independently has life. Just by the very existence, prana can generate life. It can give life even to a dead leaf. From dead leaf, the tree can happen if the prana exists. If the leaf exists in the space of prana, from dead leaf, life can happen. From one hair, life can happen. That is what Virabhadra. This Paramashiva gives one jata and life happens. So be assured, don't bother about this superstitious science practitioners. Paramashiva is real. Mahasadashiva with 25 face and 50 hands is real. Just visualize yourself and inhale and exhale, then you will understand. The air which goes to the 5th layer, 25th head, nostril and comes down will make you realize you are Mahasadashiva. This kind of breathing will make you realize every word I am uttering is true, and it will become reality in you. You will start living enlightenment. Understand, living enlightenment is not a struggle. Now I want to tell you, for living enlightenment, you need vision, not sacrifice. As long as you don't get the right vision, you need to have sacrifice. Till the vision is not clicked, you need sacrifice. Once the vision clicks, you don't need sacrifice. Understand first this 5 dimension of Sadashiva Murti. Creation, sustenance, rejuvenation, pulling out of delusion, liberation. Actually, you are doing these 5 actions every day. Every day you create some part of your body newly, some part of your muscle memory newly, some part of your biomemory newly, some part of your bioenergy newly. And every day you do sustenance of your body, mind, being. Every day you do rejuvenation. Millions of cells die and millions get newly generated, replenished, rejuvenated. If you just understand this, you will see all, including cancer in your body, will be healed. Just understand this one dimension of Paramashiva. Every cell dying in your body, every cell newly creating in your body, that samhara is not ordinary destruction, it is rejuvenation. Anyone who meditates on Rudra, Lord of Samhara, will be free from all types of cancers.
Yes. So with this, we're coming to the end of day 6 of the Paramashivoham Level 3. I hope everyone have enjoyed all the spiritual baths you had throughout the day. Let's manifest Paramashivoham during this season with us. So now I thank everyone for tuning us with today's Paramashivoham, and I welcome all of you to join back tomorrow 7 p.m. ET for Nityananda Yoga for the day 7, the 8th another day of Paramashivoham Level 3. So now let us end today's segment with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudashyate Purnashya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavad Sri Nityananda Paramashiva Padakarpanamastu. Om Nityanandam. Thank you, Nityanandam, everyone.
नित्यानन्द परमशिवोऽहम् ॐ 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 नित्यानन्द परमशिवोऽहम् नित्यानन्द परमशिवोऽहम् ॐ 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 नित्यानन्द परमशिवोऽहम्